The Old Man Quote. From 1958 to 1996, I taught Jamie Sadi. Once I was in an ideas lecture in Kite Runner, 1971 that was. I gave a lecture on domestic video. I remember how they all stood and clapped. Ha! He shook his head. But you saw that young man in the truck. What about you? Do you think they seen Sufis? My mother taught at the university, I said. What was her name? Sophia Akram. His eyes managed to twinkle through the velvety cataracts. The desert woods lives on, but the flowers of spring blooms on wheels. Such grace, such dignity, such tragedy. You knew my mother? As I asked, kneeling before the old man. Yes, indeed, the old man Vigar said. We used to sit at the tower after class. The last time was on the rain day just before the exams when we shared the marvelous slice of almond cake together. Almond cake with a hot tea and honey. She was rather heavily pregnant by then, and all the more beautiful for it. I'll never forget what she said to me that day. What? Please tell me. Bella had always described my mother to me in broad strokes like she was a great woman, but what I had always thirsted for were the details. The way their hair gleamed in sunlight, her favorite ice cream flavor, the songs she liked to hum. Did she bite her nails? Baba took his memories of her to be brave with him. Maybe speaking her name would have redeemed him of the guilt of what he had done so soon after she had died. Or maybe his love had been so great, his pain so deep, he couldn't bear to talk about her. Maybe both, she said. I'm so afraid. And I said, why? And she said, because I'm so profoundly happy. Dr. Russell, happiness like this is freaking me. I asked her why, and she said, the only way to feel is happy is you're preparing to take something from you. And I said, hush up now. Enough for this silliness. For I took my arm. We should go, Miranda, he said softly. I snatched my arm away. What else? What else did she say? The old man's features softened. I wish I remember for you, but I don't. Your mother passed away a long time ago, and my memory is as shattered as these buildings. I'm sorry. For a small thing, anything at all? The old man smiled. I'll try to remember, and that's a promise. Come back and find me. Thank you, I said. Thank you so much. And I meant it. Now, I knew my mother had a lemon cake with honey and hot tea, that she once used to work profoundly, that she flirted about her happiness. I had just learned more about my mother from this old man on the street that I ever did from Bella. Walking back to the truck, neither one of us commented about what most none of us would have seen as an improbable coincidence, that a vicar of the street would happen to know my mother, because we both knew that Afghanistan, and particularly in Kabul, such as absurdity was commonplace. Baba used to say, take two events who've never met, put them in a room for 10 minutes, and they'll figure out how they're related. We left the old man at the steps of that building. I meant to take him up on his officer, come back and see if he'd unearthed any more stories about my mother, but I never saw him again. We found a new orphanage in the northern part of Kyrgyzstan, along the banks of the dried-up Kabul River. It was a flat barracks, a style building with splintered walls and windows, burdened with a pile of wood. Fred had told me on the way there that had been one of the most ravaged neighborhoods thinkable, and as we stepped out of the truck, the evidence was overwhelming. The crotchety streets were flagged by little more than rings of disheveled buildings and abandoned homes. We passed the refused skeleton of an overturned car, a TV set with no screen, half buried in rubble, a wall with the words said about Taliban. Long live the Taliban, spread in black. A short thin, body man with a showy gray beard opened the door. He wore a red tweed jacket, a school cap, and a pair of eyeglasses with one cheap lens resting on the tip of his nose. Behind the glass, tiny eyes like light pills. I said, I showed him a Polaroid. We're searching for this boy. He gave me a photo on cursory glance. I'm sorry, I have never seen him. You probably look at the picture, my friend, Fred said. Why not take a closer look? Laughing, I added, please. The man behind the door took the picture, started it, handing it back to me. Nah, sorry. I know just about every single child in this institution, and that one doesn't look familiar. Now, if you permit me, I have work to do. He closed the door, locked the bolt. I opened the door with my knuckles. Aga, Aga, please open the door. We don't mean him any harm. I told you, he's not here. His voice came from the other side. Now please go away. Fred stepped up to the door, stiffed his forehead on me. Friend, we're not with the Taliban, he said in a low, cautious voice. The man who is with me wants to take this boy to a safe place. I come from Peshawar, I said. A good friend of mine knows an American couple who run a charity home for children. I left the man presence on the side, on the other side of the door, since him standing there listening, hesitating, caught between suspicions and hope. Look, I knew Sokra's father, I said. His name was Hassan, his mother's name was Farzana. He called his grandmother Sasa. He knows how to read and write. He's a good with the slideshoot. There's help for this boy, Aga. I wait out. Please open the door. From the other side of silence. I'm his half-uncle, I said. A moment passed. Then, a key rankle in the lock. The man's smiled face repairing the crack. He looked from me to Fred and back. You were wrong about one thing. What? He's great with the slingshot. I smiled. He's inseparable from that thing. He trucks it in the waist of the pants everywhere he goes. The man who led us in introduced himself as Simon, the director of the orphanage. I, I'll take you to my office, he said. He followed him through the grimy hallways where bars for children dressed in the Virgin sweaters assembled around. We walked past rooms with no floor covering but mattress cars and windows shrouded with sheets of plastic. Skeleton framers and steel beds, most of no mattress filled the rooms. How many orphans live here? Ford asked. More than we have room for, about 250, Sandam said over his shoulder. But during no old Jatem, many of them have lost their fathers in the war, and their mothers can't feed them because the Taliban don't allow them to work. So they bring their children here. He made a swift gesture in his hand, and not groveling. This place is buried on the street, but not as much buried. This building was never meant to be lived in. I used to be a storage warehouse for a carpet manufacturer, so there's no water wall and they'll let wall go dry. He dropped his voice. I asked the telephone for money to dig a new wall more times than I remember, and they just create their resources and tell me there's no money. No money. He snickered. He pointed to a row of beds along the wall. He don't have enough beds and not enough mattress from the beds. We do have. Worse, we don't have enough blankets. He showed us a little gear skipping rope with two other kids. You see that gear? This past winter, the children had to share blankets. Her brother died of exposure. He walked on. The last time I checked, we have less than a month's supply of rice left in the warehouse, and when it runs out, the children will have to eat bread and tea for breakfast and dinner. I noticed he had no mention of lunch, and stopped and turned to me. There is a very little shelter here, almost no food, no clothes, no clean water, and I have an ample supply. Here is children who lost their childhood, but the tragedy is that these are the lucky ones, where I feel beyond capacity, and every day I turn away mothers who bring their children. He took a step toward me. You say, there is hope for Sohrab. I pray you don't lie, Aga, but you may well be too late. What do you mean? Someone sighed, shivering. Follow me. What passed for the director's office was four beds, cracked walls, a mat on the floor, a table, and two folding chairs. As Amanda and I sat down, I saw a great rat poked its head from the board in the wall that led across the room. I cried when it shifted at my shoes. Then someone and escorted through the open door. What did you mean? It may be too late, I said. Would you like to? I could make some. No, thanks you. I'd rather we talk. Someone held that bag in his shirt and crossed his arms on his chest. What I have to tell you is not pleasant, not to mention that it may be very dangerous. For whom? You, me, and of course for Sohrab. If it's not too late already. I need to know, I said. He nodded. So you say. But first I want to ask you a question. How badly do you want to find your nephew? I thought of the street fight we'd get into when we were kids. All the time Hassan used to take them on for me. Two kids. All the time Hassan used to take me 2 against 1. Sometimes 3 against 1. I'd rise and watch attempt to step in, but always stepping short, always held back by something. I looked at the hallway, saw a group of kids dancing in a circle. A little girl, her left leg amputated below a knee, sat on a rocky mattress and watched, smiling and cackling along with the other children. I saw Fred watching the children too. He saw Margaret's hand hanging at his side. I remember what his voice, and I realized something. I will not leave Afghanistan without finding Sohrab. Tell, tell me where he is, I said. Someone's gaze lingered on me. Then he nodded, picked up a pencil, and twirled it between his fingers. Keep my name out of it. I promise. He tapped the table with the pencil. Despite your promise, I think I'll live to regret this, but perhaps it's too as well. And then anyway. But if something can be done for Seraph, I tell you because I believe you. You have the look of desperate man. He was quiet for a long time. There is a tele official, he muttered. He visits once every month or two. He brings cash with him, not a lot, but better than nothing at all. His sweet eyes follow me. Roll away. Usually he'll take a girl, but no always. And you allow this? Fred says behind me. He was going around the table, closing to Sanam. What choice do I have? The man shot back. He pushed himself away from the desk. You're the director here, Fred said. Your job is to catch over these children. There's nothing I can do to stop it. You're selling children for it, barked. For it, sit down. Let it go, I said. But it was too late, because suddenly Fred was leaping over the table. Someone's shirt went flying as Fred found him and pinned him to the floor. The directors crashed beneath Fred and made muffled screaming sounds. His legs kicked and the ass rolled free, and sheets of paper spilled to the floor. I ran around the desk and saw why someone's screaming was muffled. Fred was streaming him. I grasped for his shoulders with both hands and pulled hard. He snatched away from me. That's enough, I begged, but Fred's face had flushed red. His lips pulled back in a snarl. I'm killing him. You can't stop me. I'm killing him. He sneered. Get off him. I'm killing him. Something in his voice told me that if I didn't do something quickly, I'd witness my first murder. The children are watching for it. There's watching, said. His shoulders muscles tightened under my grip, and for a moment I felt he'd keep squeezing someone's neck anyway. But he turned around, saw the children. They were standing silently by the door, holding hands, some of them crying. I felt Farid's muscles slacken. He dropped his hand, rose to his feet. He looked down to Simon and dropped a mouthful of spit on his face. Then he walked to the door and closed it. Simon struggled to his feet, buried his bloody lips with his lip, ripped the sleeve of his neck, cutting and wheezing. We put on his school cap, his glasses. Sabbath lens was crooked, and took them off. He buried his face in his hands. None of us said anything for a long time. He took soda from one go. Someone finally crooked, hands still shouting his face. You called yourself a director for a day. Someone dropped his hands. I haven't been paid in over 6 months. I'm broke because I spent my life saving on these orphanages. Everything I ever owned or inherited, I sold to run this godforsaken place. Do you think I don't have family in Pakistan or an Aryan? I could have one like everyone else, but I didn't. I stayed because of them. He pointed to the door. If I deny him one shot, he takes 10. So let him take one and leave the judging to Allah. I swallowed my pride until he's got my filthy, curry money, dirty money. Then I got to the bazaar and buy food for the children, for it dropped his eyes. What happened to the children he take? I asked. Someone rubbed his eyes with forefinger and down. Sometimes they come back. Who is he? How do we find him? I said. Go to studying tomorrow. You'll see him at halftime. He pitied one wearing black sunglasses. He kept up his broken glasses and turned them in his hands. I want to go now. The children are pregnant. He escorted us out. As the train pulled away, I saw someone in the side mirror standing in the doorway. A group of children surrounded him, clutching the hem of his blue shirt. I saw he had put on his broken glasses.